Houston police officer died on his way to work when he was trapped in his vehicle in floodwaters. His wife had asked him to stay home.
We told him not to go because the conditions were so bad. And his response was, "We've got work to do."
A dozen or more people have now lost their lives from Hurricane Harvey.
NBC's Jay Gray is in Houston tonight at 5. He's got more on the catastrophic flooding and the president's visit today.
Good evening, Scott and Andrea. We are thankfully getting a bit of a break from the rain right now. Just spitting, though more intense rain is on the way, and that will add to what are already catastrophic flood levels across this city. Forecasters and officials warning this storm's not over. It's been 5 straight days of driving rains and rescues in southeast Texas.
It's just a massive operation at this point.
And growing.
It's terrifying to see these waters rising and not knowing what to do, and there's not a way to really get out.
Rick Salvador's brother survived, but as he was trying to evacuate with his parents and 4 children, great nieces and nephews, the water swept away their van.
Yeah, he can hear the kids screaming and crying, you know, trying to get out of the van, and the van just sunk underneath.
And today, Houston's police chief emotional as he learned they'd lost one of their own. There are thousands still stranded here.
Everyone in the state of Texas is focused first on saving every life that we can.
Rescue teams pouring into the area from across the country.
We're going to be here until the last person leaves.
Joined by a volunteer Navy using whatever they can to carry survivors to higher ground.
It's just unbelievable the number of nice people that are showing up.
Also on the ground in Texas today, President Trump traveling to Corpus Christi as consoler-in-chief and promising federal help through the long and difficult recovery.
It's epic what happened, but you know what? It happened in Texas, and Texas can handle anything.
But Harvey continues to test that Lone Star's strength and resolve. You know, right now there are more than 17,000 people in area shelters, and today the mayor warned before this is over he expects at least 10,000 more will need a place to stay. In Houston, Jay Gray, Channel 13 Eyewitness News.
Jay, thank you. And take a look at some of the dramatic images we continue to see coming out of Texas tonight. Take a look at that in the middle of your screen. 2 people stranded on the roof of their vehicle after it became completely submerged in water.
You can see one person on the roof of that pickup holding that umbrella, another person standing in the back of that truck. The big question in Houston tonight, when will it stop raining?
Yeah.